Twisted thoughts of you and me, mixed with twisted imagery. Toxic love affair, and toxic goddamn air.
Hey everyone, how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the American Ghost Hunter Show. We're back again this week, man. We got another amazing show. It gets better every week. I mean, it's just me saying that, I don't know, but we got Ashley Godwin here from, you probably remember her from Ghost Hunters International, a few years back, and she's doing a lot of cool YouTube stuff. But before we get to Ashley, we're doing a new thing tonight, guys. We're actually live on Facebook, Paranormal Warehouse, and YouTube Paranormal Warehouse. Is this the first time? Huh?
Hopefully.
Hopefully we're live on YouTube side of it. But yeah, guys, we're doing something new. It just came out last week. We're trying it out. Let us know where you're from also in the world. You got any questions for Ashley once we get started? Shoot them. I'll ask her. I'm watching both feeds right now. I'm trying to find our live feed on Facebook so I can see your comments.
I've got it up. So.
You got it? Okay. It'll pop up here in a second for me. It's usually slower for some reason. But, yeah, I'm trying to find, okay, where's the YouTube feed? Let me see. So once again, guys, let us know where you're from in the world. You have questions for Ashley, and we're going to get into all that, about her YouTube stuff that she's got going on. Got a growing page, man. It's awesome. She's hitting some really cool places. There we are. Let me get this up and running. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Let me see where you're from here. Let's see. Hey, Lakota, Boston, Massachusetts. Hey guys, let me know where you're from. There's a bunch of you on here, but I don't see where you're from. Let's see. Not just audio, video too. Gail, hello. Annie Weebles is watching. Ash, you look beautiful. That's from Pam McLean. Hello.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not seeing the YouTube side, bro.
Don't worry about it. We'll just concentrate on Facebook for now, because otherwise we're going to be talking for ages.
All right, no problem. Hey, Ash.
Hi.
Big fan. What's going on? Say hi to everybody out there in Paranormal Warehouse.
Hey,
Tennessee,
guys.
how you doing? As it's going, Glasgow, Scotland, Kentucky, Alaska, Mississippi. How's everybody doing tonight? David, Chowders, what's going on, brother? Annie Weevils, what's going on? Yeah, hey, been watching a lot of your stuff. I know we set you up a few months ago to come on here. We were talking off the air about Trailer Park Boys and all that shit, how we're all big fans of it and all this other stuff. So that's kind of that was our link right there. I've been watching some of your stuff, like your live posts you've been doing on Facebook and YouTube, and you've gone some really cool places. Like you're doing a lot of urban exploring and a lot of paranormal investigating. That's pretty badass. What's that all about?
Oh my God, there's so much to it, but yet it's so simple at the same time. So it's my mother and I, Lori. She's the other woman in the videos. She's the other woman, but she comes with me, and we actually go out, and how we really do it is just literally, we live in Savannah, Georgia area. We drive for hours some days and just look for abandoned houses. We also look at public records to see what has been like condemned or abandoned, and also a lot of word of mouth. Other explorers go out, they find places. We love the places that actually have everything left behind in it. That's always the most intriguing, the most interesting. And I guess the way we like to approach it is to go during the day, and we go and we do like an urban explorer video, just kind of like walking around and stuff. And we really want to show the viewers the location itself, so you know what you're looking at, you know what you're seeing. You're there during the day. It's not as creepy, but sometimes it's still really creepy. And then we like to go back at night and do more of a paranormal, kind of bring that paranormal side into it. We don't do like any like traditional investigations where we come in with a ton of equipment and sit down and ask questions in the dark. We're still doing urban exploring. We're still walking around the house. We have some equipment, usually it's just like our cameras and our wireless mics and a spirit box. Again, very simple approach, but I'm telling you, the EVPs that we come out with this stuff, just from the camera mics and our wireless mics, it's just insane. And we have a lot of theories on that stuff too, like, you know, what we're picking up and why. It's very interesting.
So you're basically just driving around looking for these locations to explore, then you decide to go back later that night and do some investigating, and you're getting some really cool stuff. I mean, that's cool, man. So you're not having to do too much research. It's more footwork than anything, and you're just going out there, jumping in these locations, and you're getting really cool feedback from whatever's there. Have you ever had any problems yet with exploring some of these places? People kicking you off the property or anything?
Luckily, no. We actually, it's so funny because most of the people that we run into whenever we go to these locations have been either neighbors or friends of the owners or something. Like the other day, we actually ran into the owner of this huge 1800s farmhouse. I just posted the video this morning. And it was this old man with this beard and his long, white, shaggy hair, and he's like riding around on this old, like, red four-wheeler, and he's just going back and forth. It's a dirt road, middle of nowhere, farm territory. It's amazing. And he pulls up and he's like, "What are y'all girls doing up there?" we're just like, "Hey, sir, is this your house? It's beautiful. We love it. Can we take pictures? Is it safe?" You know, questions like that.
Did he come at you with a pitchfork?
Huh?
Did he come at you with a pitchfork?
No, but we were surprised. At first, we were a little scared because obviously it's Georgia. You're in the middle of nowhere, and you never know what you're going to come in contact with.
Right.
Talking about the human, live people side, you know.
Yeah, that is the worst.
So,
Yeah, go ahead. We had a couple questions on here when you get a chance. Go ahead, keep going with the story.
I'll just tell you really quick. He basically just rode up on us and just started telling us the whole history of the house and how lumber has been hold on, Siri's reacting to me for some reason. There we go. He's just like talking about the history of the house and whatnot, and how a family member actually took a bunch of lumber from this 1800s farmhouse, and she built her own cabin on a lake there on the property. I mean, we learned so much between that and finding documents. We do research on family members, so there's a lot of different approaches we have when it comes to actually researching and learning the history of these locations.
Nice. So we are live on the YouTube side of it. So I just pulled that up. That did come up.
Was that the feedback just then?
I'm sorry?
Was that the feedback just then that I just heard? Or
No,
was that my
'cause
imagination?
I got mine on mute. I don't know what that was. Yeah, it looks like the click here to visit. But anyway, so David was asking let me get back to him. David Childers. So far, what's the scariest place you've been so far?
Are we talking about...
Let's go with the urban exploration stuff you're doing, and then we'll jump into your past on the show.
Cool. All right. Oh my gosh. That's a really hard question. It's tough to answer because we've come in contact with some really weird stuff. Luckily, we have not ran into crackheads or anything crazy. You know, it happens in this field all the time. Like our friends down here, which we're here visiting them right now, their YouTube channel is Urban Ghost Urban Explorations, UGUE, and Holy Walkers. So those guys, we come down here and we film with them and stuff, and we become really good friends. And they're actually the ones that really helped our YouTube channel lift off from the beginning. And it's been so much fun. And they're going to take us tonight to this abandoned hotel where they recently ran into some people, you know, on that property. And I'm honestly terrified, but luckily alone, me and my mom haven't had anything scary like that happen. Ghost-wise, anything like that, creepy locations. I can say there's one video, we call it Miss Bonnie's house. We never give last names or locations of the places because obviously we don't want people to come and vandalize or take anything. I respect the property. But, yeah, so this house has it doesn't have this like crazy murderous history or anything. It was literally just old people that lived there. The old man died. The woman was 80-something, and she passed away in 2008. It's been abandoned and neglected since.
Wow.
We were here the first time during the day. It was beautiful. It was this old, you know, house, and I loved it. And nothing bad. We went back at night, And I'm telling you, it wasn't even EVPs that we captured. It has nothing to do with going over evidence later. It was what we experienced when we were there. We were literally hearing disembodied voices, and I hate saying, sometimes I hate saying it because I don't like to say it lightly. Like, this stuff was insane that night. And I was standing there in this, like, decrepit kitchen, which you'd see in the video if you watch it. I mean, shit's falling from it looks like, just black mold everywhere. It's terrible and dangerous, but we love that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, we were standing there, and we kept hearing voices, we kept hearing noises, and I turned, and again, some people like to laugh at you. I swear to you, I saw a face peering through that damn window, and I don't know, I've only seen something like that maybe 2-3 times max, and I've traveled the world looking for ghosts, like a lot.
Right.
Yeah, that shit, and that's just in Georgia. It's like my backyard practically, and to have something like that happen when you're just going on some explore, that was probably one of the most scariest experiences I've had during this urban
So do
exploration.
you think that was paranormal, or do you just think some drifter was out there in the woods looking at you guys?
That's a really good question, because at first I thought it was just some dude, because you never really can tell, you know what I mean? And we ran out, we didn't see anyone there, but the way that I can remember in my memory, which of course sometimes your memory can get funky, but I'm telling you, the way that whatever this face looked, it didn't look like ours, like you would see, like looking,
Right.
or like it really did. It looked like the features were not as defined. It's hard to describe. Very pale. It wasn't like some see-through lady in white kind of thing. It was just literally just a face. And this is like over 8 feet off the ground, this window.
Oh,
So,
okay, yes, yeah. See, I had it's crazy because you say that. I had that same thing happen to me at Fort Delaware. I was at Fort Delaware doing an investigation, and I look over on my right side, and there's this corridor, and there's just a head like in midair, and he had long straggly hair and pale face, and I didn't even say anything to the people who were with me because I'm like, they're gonna think I'm fucking crazy. And I'm just sitting there and looking at this thing, I'm like, and it was there for about 3 or 4 seconds, and it just kind of like either kind of went back into the wall or just vanished. And I'm like, I don't believe I just saw that. And I told people, and they're like, yeah, right, whatever. I said, I know what I saw. You could, it was just a head. That's all it was. It was pretty wild.
One thing I can relate to you with is like urban exploration, because I've done a lot of it in the UK. One thing that's always funny is when you're exploring somewhere and then you bump into some other people, and you're like, right, are these people urban exploring, or are they here to do drugs? And you never know how to approach the situation. So the first 10 seconds you're like, you alright? Yeah. Yeah, I'm alright. You alright? Yeah. This place is awesome. Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. So the first 10 seconds you're like,
Hey, Alex Moore. Yeah, give us the name of your paranormal group. We'll give you guys a shout out. He was asking for a shout out. Let us know who you are. So that's the part you've caught on your latest journeys. Tell us more about back during Ghost Hunters International. Like some of these, you traveled everywhere, man. You were like in Europe. I think you were in South America at some points.
Yeah.
That's one thing I loved about Ghost Hunters International, is that I could actually see places outside the UK and America, because there's not many other places you get to see that.
Yeah, personally, Mike, in my opinion, Ghost Hunters International I like more than I did TAPS itself. Don't get me wrong, I like TAPS.
Yeah.
I like Ghost Hunters International because you guys did go to places that here in the States, especially in the late 2000s and early 2000s, we didn't know anything about them. I think I first saw Dracula's Castle. I knew about it on Ghost Hunters International, and there's some other places over in England and Scotland and the places in South America were cool as shit too. You don't think of places like that. So tell us about some of your crazy experiences.
Oh man, it's amazing. First of all, I started on GHI the month after I turned 21, so put that together.
Wow.
And my first country was Ireland, so put that together, I guess. It was an interesting experience, 21. I had never really went anywhere for the most part outside of like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, like that, the southeast pretty much of the U.S. But I mean, as far as locations go, I don't know. I can't describe how absolutely incredible it was. It's just like I feel so lucky, and like I would never take anything back because through all the good and all the bad, like it was just this experience that you can't get. Just I don't know. Just any normal person doesn't just get that. You know, you get paid to travel the world and look for ghosts and go to creepy castles, manors. I mean, crazy shit all the time, and it was just cool. Some like really creepy places I can say. One thing is really interesting, and I don't know why, but they always liked to send us to like previously like Nazi occupied locations. I guess that's
Right.
right.
Well,
That's
you wouldn't find any of them in the UK, so.
yeah. Well, we're always going somewhere, and it's like, and by the way, Nazi.
I want to give a shout out to Carol quick. Thank you, Carol, for hitting that troll on here.
Hey, if we want to talk bullshit, we're going to talk bullshit, and you're going to have to fucking deal with it, mate, so.
Right. Yeah. So, so Nazi occupied.
What were some of the Nazi locations you went to then?
What are some of them?
Yeah. Because I love World War II stuff, so I'm like intrigued.
And a lot of people do, and I definitely find it's fascinating. It's just like it's this terrible yet fascinating part of history for like the whole world.
Yeah.
And especially the United States and Europe. And so we've been to I've it's so amazing to say like I actually got to sleep in where the Nazi officers lived at the Wolf's Lair in Poland. But I guess it's like Wolfschanze or something is how they pronounce it. But it's where the real Operation Valkyrie assassination attempt on Hitler's.
Oh, cool.
Wicked.
Yeah.
That is.
I almost bought a prop from that film.
Movie with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I almost bought a prop from that film, but I didn't have enough money on me.
Oh, dang. Well, the real place is fucking cool, you guys, because like whenever you're driving up to it, it just looks like normal bunkers that were bombed down at one point in time. And it's so cool because you know how to camouflage themselves from air raids or other planes, they planted trees on top of the bunkers. And I mean, most of it was bombed out. It was cool to see like where Hitler lived, during that time. Learning the history of it, but we got to sleep in these like bunkers where these Nazi officers lived, and we had a filming thing. They had us take our little handy cams in our rooms one night to like kind of do like an overnight investigation, film while we're sleeping, see what we catch. And it was nothing happened that night that we were filming, but I will tell you one interesting experience I had there when it comes to like I guess Nazis. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard some weird noise and kind of felt this real weird like eerie feeling, and I turned to my right and like because it's these small like little cots that they slept on, they put us in some insane situations, you guys, like, but I love it. Yeah, like so I woke up and I rolled over and I felt something weird and I looked up because I heard something kind of shuffle. It was just weird. And I saw what looked like a black silhouette outline of a very tall man. I would say man. It was a largely built figure, and it looked like it was wearing one of those like Nazi, like a big coat, like they wear in the movies and in pictures and stuff, like those big kind of pea coats kind of things with the hats.
Right.
It looked just like that, but I couldn't see any features on this thing. And then I didn't like do anything. I literally just closed my eyes and rolled back over and went to sleep.
Yeah. Well, you kind of do that. You kind of do that when you're used to that kind of stuff happening, I guess.
I was just like, oh, okay, there's a Nazi, I guess, and I went back to sleep. So.
I tell you what, when if you ever come to the UK again, there's some places we can urban explore that are former World War II sites that are really awesome. Like especially there's a lot of former American bases that you can go to and explore, and they're it's just awesome because you get to see stuff that what 75 years ago was active as hell, and now it's just run down and disused and stuff. But it's just awesome looking at it all. You know what I mean?
That's why I love this shit so much, and I have people that like talk to me, like even like normal friends. They just like talk to me and they say, I don't know how you can watch like people go through abandoned places. What's so fun about that? And I'm like, I guess it's just like a thing. You have to just like ghosts and shit. You just have to like be into it. But yeah, England. I don't think they took us to any like Nazi occupied places there. I remember going to like Nottingham, where like Robin Hood supposedly.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. We might actually be coming live from Sherwood Forest at some point on here, but
Yeah, we are. All live
we
from
might.
there, yeah. Sometime in the next couple months.
fly over. Oh my god.
Right? Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
So I know.
We got some really.
I know
Okay.
Castle Rising was on Ghost Hunters International, but I can't remember. Was that one that you were at? I can't remember when it was.
Which one was it?
Castle Rising, is it?
No,
in
I don't think I
Norfolk?
did that one.
What places did you do in the UK?
In the UK, we did. We stayed in. God, what was it? Stayed in Buckinghamshire.
Sheer, but yeah.
Well, guys, if you want to know, just go back and look at all the old. Go on Netflix or your Hulu or wherever and find the old Ghost Hunters International stuff. Because it's classic. I love Ghost Hunters International. And there's very few of the new shows I really watch, to be honest with you. Yeah, we all watch Ghost Adventures, of course, but that's even ran its course. What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, I remember now. Okay, it was the Ostrich Inn outside of London, where supposedly the real story of Sweeney Todd happened. Like the Ostrich Inn, and that was a really cool place with the fucked up history.
I mean, there's a lot of fucked up history in the UK. You can't get away from it.
It's crazy.
I mean, you got to think our history goes, like, recorded history goes back to, like, I don't know, Jesus would have been about 50 at the time, you know, so...
Yeah. It's
Hey,
incredible.
Alex, if you have a chance, can you jump on the YouTube side? I can't put chats in for some reason. And there's a lot of people in there watching, but I can't put any chats in. I don't know if you can do that.
I will try. I will endeavour
Okay.
to do so.
Don't screw up anything. Just if you can't,
I'll just go on there
apologize.
immediately and tell everyone they're dickheads.
Yeah, I want to apologize. People are saying how much they love Ashley, how much they love the American
Right.
Ghost Hunter show.
Everybody watching
And I
on
can't-
YouTube, you will see me come up as Bolin Paranormal. That is me. So I won't be coming.
Matter of fact, you're watching this as we're doing it too. I apologize. For some reason, it's not allowing me to chat back with you guys. I am trying. This YouTube thing is new for us on this side because we're doing both at the same time. Ashley's actually the first show we've ever done that with. So we're trying. We'll get it all worked out here in the next couple weeks. I promise you, and we'll be able to chat with you guys on YouTube and Facebook. Facebook's no problem. I can do that.
Yeah,
right
well,
here.
I'm on YouTube now, so so I come up as Berlin Paranormal if you want to ask any questions.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to Alex Moore. His podcast it's Strange Days Podcast. It's on SoundCloud.com. Strange Day Podcast. Yeah.
Hey,
check it out, man.
Kim Rickard, you have to stop flirting with us, okay? We're flattered, but we're all we're all taken, okay? So if you just take your flirtations somewhere else, where
Yes,
someone
yeah.
else can put up with it, okay?
Right.
We love you, but please stop. Thanks.
She called your ass. We love trolls on here, please.
Oh yeah,
Great.
more trolls the better. It keeps the
Bring it
heart
on.
going, you know.
If we don't get you, our followers on here will. Believe me, they'll come after you. Okay, yeah. So I mean, a lot of Nazi occupied locations you went to. What was the craziest? I mean, it doesn't have to be paranormal. It could be just an incident that happened on Ghost Hunters International with one of these locations or traveling. What happened? Craziest thing.
Okay, this is not paranormal, but it's crazy. It was in the Czech Republic. We were filming
That's
there.
all you had to say is Czech Republic.
We were filming there in Prague, and we actually were going out. There was a lot of that involved. Don't let anyone fool you. We went out one night on the town, gorgeous city, by the way, absolutely insane. And there are a ton of American tourists there all the time. It's crazy. I had no idea that this was such a popular place before I went there. Again, I was like 21, 22 at the time. And we went to this bar, which we thought was just a normal bar. There's so many bars and drug dens there. But we just walked... Okay, so basically we walked into this bar, and I guess the people that were working there recognized that we were American, you know, and they were like, "Oh, you're American. Well, come with me. Come, you know, there's another place. Like, you guys will like this. This is great. It's the American bar." They kept calling it the American bar. So we're like, okay, whatever. We had already been drinking and stuff. And mind you, at this place too, I've got pictures of it. There were like actual human skulls inside of the glass tables that people were like drinking on. It was the coolest thing, like actual like skeletons inside the tables and shit. So we're like, okay, we'll follow you, and we followed this dude through this. It looked like a bank vault door, you know, with the you have to turn, open it, and it was this big heavy door. And he opened it, and we looked in there, and it was just this winding kind of spiral staircase going down to another level. So we were like, okay, whatever. And we walked down there, and whenever we got down there, they were playing, like, I don't know, like classic rock, you know, American classic rock stuff. And it's like Leonard Skinner and whatnot. And we get...
I'm sorry, that's my dog.
Hey,
For everybody watching, that's not a ghost. That's my dog flipping. He's a basset hound, and he's loud as... He sounds like he's 200 pounds. He's about 30.
Oh. He wants to be a part of the show.
Right? No, but I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Ashley. Keep going.
Yes, but me and a couple people walked back there. We followed the dude. We walked through this big vault door, and as soon as we walked through, he walked out, and he closed it, and it, like, clicked closed, and we're like, shit.
Hostile.
Yeah, that's what we thought of, right? Because wasn't Hostel like filmed in the Czech Republic? Because I believe we actually...
Yeah, sorry, I just realised you said hostile. I've been thinking that the entire time, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm telling you guys, like, that's what it felt like for a second. There was only a few of us there, and we had already been drinking, so we're thinking, shit, they're gonna, like, something bad's gonna happen. I don't know what's down at the end of these stairs. So we just kept going, you know, and we got down to the bottom of the staircase, and it was just what looked like a raunchy, like, you know, Southern American dive bar. It was so cool, but, all the people there, nobody was American. Nobody spoke English, but they were playing, like, I'm telling, like there was, like, Skinnerd and ZZ Top, you know, it was, like, one of those, like, rowdy kind of bar. I felt right at home, I'll be honest with you. It was awesome.
That sounds so cool. Sounds so cool. I've got to give a quick shout out to someone on YouTube. Hey, Dana Woolsey. I hope I've got that name right, Woolsey. Thank you for watching.
There you go. We had a question for Ashley on here. I'm trying to find it. It was a ways back. Give me a second, guys. Who was it? Somebody was asking about one. Okay, here, Chanel. Ask her about her time at the Eden Hotel in La Falta, Argentina.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't forget. I forgot the name of the hotel, but I remember it so well. La Falda, yes. What do they want to know anything in particular, or just an experience?
I guess she's just asking about your experience there. I don't.
It was an awesome place, and we actually. I don't know. I don't think, from what I can remember, nothing sticks out in my mind if I had any like crazy paranormal experience there. But the owners of the place and the daughter of the owners, I actually made friends with, and I don't know. We had the best time in Argentina. I did not expect it because I had never been to South America before. I don't know, but I absolutely loved it. You know what's so funny though? We're talking about Nazi-occupied places.
Argentina.
Yeah, in Miramar, Argentina, which was the same run. It was that same month we were, filming all throughout there, and we went to the old hotel there on the lake in Miramar. It's this huge, crazy, like, salt lake. It's so salty, like, it's crazy, but Yeah, we filmed there, and that was actually like occupied by Nazis during World War II, and supposedly like a lot of them fled
Yeah,
to Argentina.
I mean, there's
Argentina,
there's
yeah.
quite a few towns in Argentina where it actually feels like you're in like Bavaria or somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's rumor that Hitler actually fled there
Yeah.
after the war. They said that he survived, and
Yeah,
they
he went
there
to
was a
Spain,
show.
then went from Spain to Argentina.
Yeah, there's a show that actually went there and they're called Nazi Hunters or something, and they actually found all these Nazi ruins out in the jungle. It's pretty wild, and some of these places were pretty immaculate places at one time. I mean, they had like running water, full baths, kitchens, and they're like all the earth has taken them back over now, but you can tell they're really nice. Got a question on here from David Childers. What was the first paranormal experience you had? Basically, what got you into this biz?
Well, I can say one of the first paranormal experiences I can remember, and then I'll say what got me into it, because it's two separate events. I was probably about 3 or so, and it was a family house, and everybody else had these paranormal experiences there. But at the time, I was 3 or 4, I think, and I didn't know what that meant really, other than we watched like Pet Sematary, and we loved scary movies, so.
Right.
Supposedly the house itself, before it was purchased by someone in my family, the man who lived there shot his dog, I think, and then shot himself in the head, and then, I guess they got a good deal on buying the house, obviously.
Okay.
But apparently the place was haunted. So I do remember always walking, anytime I would walk to this specific part of the hallway in the house, like where there was like a bathroom and bedrooms, and anytime I would walk in that part of the hallway, I would get a nosebleed. And I'm sure people just thought I picked my nose all the time or something. But it's like, I swear to you, I'm like thinking to myself in my head, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't picking my nose. And my nose would just bleed. And then a few years later, they started telling me, yeah, like I saw this happen. My grandma would tell me, like, I saw this happen, this happened. My mom had experiences there. But it wasn't until much later on, when I was probably in my teens, I didn't really have any particular ghost experience or anything like that. I've always been fascinated by the unknown, by all of the different approaches to this field, whether if it was somebody who was a psychic or a medium, or somebody who was straight, science-driven, show me the facts stuff, which is, mostly what I am. There's a lot I'm skeptical about. But obviously, I'm fascinated enough to keep coming back to it. I love this shit. So,
Once it's in you, it's in you.
Yeah, exactly. You can't shake it,
No.
I didn't investigate for a couple years, and it just all came flooding back to me, and it was like, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing, is what I need to be doing. Like, I do anything else now. Because I'm going to find a way to make some money doing this. Like, that's how...
Yeah, that's what we all hope for, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Can we just do it full time and not have to worry about anything else but paranormal investigating and doing live
Honestly, I feel like I do.
Yeah, he does.
Especially the
He
past week.
produces a lot for this show.
I've been doing the website. I've designed this new background for the show. Oh, I've been busy. I've got a question on YouTube. Just before I do ask this question, going back to Argentina. That's one place, being British, that I probably could not go to. And if you don't know why, it's because of the Falkland Islands. Right.
That's something I don't even know about. Okay.
Okay. Well, it's
There's a
complicated.
little skirmish they had back in the day.
that we won. So Canadian gal on our YouTube feed wants to know what's it like working with your mum.
It's so much fun. Oh my god. Like, my mom and I, we're obviously mother and daughter, but we're also like best friends. We both have the same personality. You know what I mean? Like, the same approach. We don't take this too seriously. That's the issue I find. Sometimes it depends on who I work with. If you take it too seriously, like, it gets boring. Like, you want to come back to that, and you're not going to want to work with those people anymore.
Yeah.
Get pissed because you do something that they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
But we're like that. You know,
Yeah.
we're really simple with the way we do this, and it's so much fun.
Am I pointing in the right direction? I can't see. Yeah.
Who are you pointing to?
Uh-oh.
Pointing to me? I don't take this shit seriously. I'm the last person that takes it seriously.
Oh no, I
don't
just meant
even know-
you're a nightmare to
I don't
work
even know
with.
who my damn guest is until I get on the damn show half the time. So.
Yeah, he's so unprofessional.
Yeah, I'm not very professional. No.
No, he's good. He's alright. His
I'm
beard
okay.
has mystical powers.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Thank you. Yes, I'm trying
It's good. It's good that you can work with your mum. I mean,
Yeah.
me and
I've got to work with my mom and my wife, and I tell you what,
Yeah.
it's fun.
well,
it takes you back.
I work with my mother-in-law, and we actually get on really well. And we went to one location when we were urban exploring, and there's still it's an old American airbase called RAF Upward,
Yeah.
and they've still got tanks there.
Okay.
And she decided to hang upside down on the cannon with her legs, and she's like 62.
Yeah, that's amazing. Though.
Yeah, I tried to push her off, but
See,
Yeah.
not like my mom. That's me.
but
and my mom
she
all the
always
time.
watches his show. So Liz, you're fucking old. I love you really. I know I do. I love her. She's awesome. There is another. I've got another question for you on YouTube, if I can find it. When you go exploring, do you get permission or do you just go there?
Most of the time, okay, this is the thing. This is one of the things that we get a lot of like shit talk comments about, which you know how it is on YouTube. There's so many people.
Yeah.
They're just out to get you no matter what.
But by the way, one quick thing, I miss you, Kim. Come back.
What?
Where, Kim, the one that was trolling us. I miss him.
Oh.
Miss him. Okay.
So carry on.
I'm just learning about these trolls in the YouTube land. It's actually-
My mother-in-law's watching. Sorry.
Uh-oh, you're in trouble now, dude.
She said, "I'm old, but you'll always be fat." So
I see that. But she says she loves you.
yeah, I love her, so she knows it. Sorry, Ashley. I'm so sorry. Carry on.
I forgot where we were.
We were
trolls,
talking about
yeah.
permissions
Trolls,
and things like that. And trolls, yeah.
They're miserable people who have nothing better to do with their lives.
And usually half the time they don't even have like a picture on their profile or anything, or there's some fake picture, and it's just funny because they just have nothing better to do in their lives but try to make other people miserable. You came on the wrong show to try to make people miserable because we will
Dude,
F
right?
you so bad.
No,
Oh
the more insults you throw at us, the harder our boners get. So
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes yes, sometimes I'll be honest, things do get to me sometimes,
Yeah,
but
I know,
I will
I know.
say that what's funny about that whole thing, there's no filter on this show, right? Can I just say whatever?
No,
No.
you can say what the fuck you want.
yeah,
All right.
you're allowed to use the C word once, and that's.
I use this word all the time.
So do we. We're British. We use it like we use the word "and" over
Yeah.
it.
Yes, that is true. But I don't know. I will say, like, this was funny about the whole thing. Is the other day I did my first. It was like this past week, the first and only so far live YouTube stream, like where we took them through and explore during the day and as the night fell. You know, just the whole thing. We wanted to bring them live with us because we just thought it'd be fun having some. And it really was. Like, obviously, like 98% of the people are amazing and they interact, and it's just, I love that shit. So, long story short, we had a couple of trolls on there, and it was my first real encounter with how, like, ridiculous someone can be. But the funny thing about the whole thing is that the only thing that upset me about it is that they didn't believe me. It wasn't what they were saying. They didn't believe the fact that you are trolling me with my own fucking humor right now. Because what's funny about the whole thing is we started talking, so me and my friends that were down here visiting, we actually started talking about something stupid. Like, this was weeks ago. This whole ghost porn thing.
Hey?
And if they're watching right now, they're going to be laughing their ass off and think I'm ridiculous for even talking about this. But yeah, I have a really terrible, dirty mind, and I don't care. And the thing is we were talking about this whole idea of like, you know, whatever, ghost porn and stuff like that. Like you go into a place and I don't know. Anyway, I'm not actually gonna do that. So everybody.
What does ghost porn look like? I mean, I can just imagine like two
Can't see
orbs, two orbs just kind of like going.
Exactly. And also, okay, I'm sure you guys have seen on the internet all the time people claiming to have like sexual relations with ghosts. And
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
Like the one that the lady who married a ghost. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
the one that married the
pirates.
ghost. Yeah, then they got divorced.
Yeah, they got divorced. So that whole thing is amazing to me. I think it's fascinating the way that the people's minds work. I mean, I studied sociology, so I'm really into that kind of stuff.
So did I, and I can't remember fuck all about it.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, this is like my thing, and this dude, like, well, I don't know, I don't say dude because it could have been a female. There were two of them in particular, and they kept like talking about me having like sexual relations with ghosts. You know, like talking about like ghosts coming on my glasses and stuff. Because I wear glasses most of the time, and you know.
You do need them for that occasion, I find.
Right.
yeah.
Oh my, I can't even remember some of the shit that they were throwing out there, but it was honestly, like, it was hilarious to me. But they, of course, you know, sometimes you get to the point where you're like, all right, dude, I'm
ready.
just gonna have to you. There you go.
Are my eyes
Already.
big?
Go ahead, start splooging.
So if I didn't hate the smell of mayonnaise on my face, I'd probably get some and squirt it just for a laugh. But I'm not gonna.
Oh, ghost porn.
That's funny.
Yeah, so for real though, like, anyway, so it's like trolls like that, like, with things like that, I can understand how it can get to some people, but like, I love stuff like that, and I'm just like you guys when it comes to that kind of humor. Like, you can keep coming at me
I
with
feel like
it,
these
but
might be better.
oh my god, those are the ones.
These, if your gentleman friend is going to do something on your face, buy these at your local hardware store.
Get on your local Home Depot.
Especially if it's a ghost.
My friend goggles, that's a big thing.
Come goggles. Anyway, paranormal. Well, this show has really gone downhill.
I'm the one that brought it there.
Yeah, we always ask you to the first person.
I'm sorry we allowed Ashley on the show. What were we talking about?
So yeah, that whole thing, it's like I'm just getting used to that because again, like my first YouTube videos just started coming out in January, and I can't even believe how much it's grown, and the people, the support that you do get, it's amazing.
There's a lot of love for ghost porn right now on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Yeah, a lot of comments about ghost porn on YouTube. But how many videos you put out a week?
Oh God. Okay, so it really depends. Lately it's been averaging like every other day, probably. Or
Are you doing just live feeds? Or are you doing any editing with them, or anything like that? Just
all,
live.
all editing. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
all editing. Okay.
yeah. We go out, we scout, we film. I go home, I edit, I cut it together, I put it out there, and it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time, but it's paid off. It's paying off, obviously. Like, and it's so much fun. I mean, we got the channel monetized like within a few weeks. So
That's
Wicked.
nice. Yeah, once you get over that 1,000 viewership and it starts monetizing, the crazy thing is on Facebook. I mean, it's so hard to get monetized, but actually, Paranormal Warehouse. I don't know if I should be putting this out there. Is going.
Well, you're gonna say it
monetized.
anyway, so you know, whatever.
Yeah.
that's awesome. Though. Yeah, that's great. That's when you're doing something right, you know, because this is what we love, and
Right.
I'm just gonna read out some comments on YouTube, so they don't feel left out.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, about the YouTube. We'll get this all straightened out in the next couple weeks.
I'm gonna slaughter your last name. I apologise. Marcy Tokar, I believe that is. Ashley, you and Joe going to be doing more investigations / explorations together again soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, we came down here. That's who we are currently visiting, because we filmed with them last night. And after this tonight, we're going to go back out and film with them tonight. So we're going back to meet up with them again. And they're taking us to a new location. It's a location they've already been, a location we have not been. And I'm super excited about this place because man, the shit that they got there, and I'm not just talking about the crackheads, like I'm talking about like the voices and stuff. I mean, this is the stuff that I live for, and they always find like the most amazing places down here.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, lots more explorations with them.
So like you say you live in Savannah, like have you ever like done any like investigations over? I mean, Savannah's really close to South Carolina, like into like Bluffton or Beaufort or any of those places. Like there's because it's got. I've been to Bluffton, I've been to Beaufort, and it's just like so laid back, and it's so like you walk back in time with these places, with the Spanish moss hanging from the trees, and it's just amazing. Any locations out there you're doing?
Not over the line in South Carolina yet. I have been looking around Old Beaufort area because, as you said, there are so many places like old houses. Surprisingly, I don't know why, actually, come to think of it, that we haven't actually made our way up there, driving there, because, I mean, I literally live right over the Savannah River, like, from there.
Right.
Like, my college that I went to is in Bluffton, so, I mean, it's so convenient, but all the locations we've been finding has been all throughout, mostly, like, the southern and coastal area of Georgia. I really want to get up there, though.
Is it true? Okay, and I've heard this, and I believe it's true. Now, Savannah, like that is like one of the only towns in America that every war that was fought in American soil actually touched Savannah, Georgia. With Civil War, the Revolutionary War, from what I understand. So there's a lot of history there.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know about every war, but I'm sure, like I'm sure that, I mean, but I'll tell you what though, like as far as like from the, coming from a historical standpoint and what I know about the city itself, and I mean, we have a very rich and colorful history when it comes to wars, Sherman marching through, sparing our city, that whole story, like Sherman came through and decided not to burn Savannah because she was too beautiful, like, yeah, and I'm telling you, like, anywhere you go, just about, you're going to find something strange, and I'm talking about paranormal realm. You'll find something
I mean,
anywhere.
being English, the only thing I know about Georgia is that that's where The Walking Dead is filmed.
Yes.
That's the only thing I know.
Yes, and you know...
And Coca-Cola's from Atlanta, I think.
You know the prison where they film it? Well, obviously, like, it's a huge thing now, and they got, like, a Walking Dead museum set up there now, so there's, like, no way, but I would fucking love to, like, go and, like, walk through that place, but, we have in Milledgeville, and it's a really famous old, like, insane asylum that's been shut down for years. I actually have papers. So my friend Chris Susi, who lives in Savannah, and he's like super educated in the paranormal field. Like, this dude is a fucking genius, for real. He actually came out with us on one of our investigations, and he's in one of our videos. But he's actually trying to help us get set up so where we can go and film in that huge, like, insane asylum in Milledgeville. It's like the Georgia State something hospital or something. It's very popular and famous, but it's on serious lockdown, like constantly guarded. You have to pay, I'm sure, a good amount and get, sign waivers and papers and go through this whole process just to get, like, film there. But we're trying to, so hopefully that would be, like...
That's awesome.
That would be gold.
That would be gold. Have you ever thought about doing, like, old South Pittsburgh Hospital or anything, like up in Tennessee? Any of those places?
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah.
That's my go-to right now. That is, like, on my hit list, because we had a couple people in here about a month back who've done investigating there. And that was Annie Weebles and Beth Moore from Girls vs. Ghosts, and they're like, "You got to go." They couldn't believe I'd never been. I was like, "No, I've never been. I mean, it's Tennessee. I live in freaking Delaware. It's like a 25-hour drive for me." I mean, it's like
it's quicker for me to fly there.
Yeah, it's definitely quicker to fly there. But I'm like, okay, we got to go. I mean, just the stories I heard about this place, it sounds like it's off the charts. So I can't wait.
I've never been there. I want to go there so bad. Yeah, like, I mean, my group of paranormal friends, they've discussed that place, like doing events and investigating there too. And there's so many places I want to go. Like, just last August, my dad and I did a road trip from Florida to Seattle. So driving from Florida to Seattle was incredible, but I'm telling you, like, some of the shit that we, like, saw going, I can't even imagine, like, just, because we got off the highway a lot, and now I have so many ideas of places I want to go. Wyoming is, like, a huge one, because I know there's so many cool ghost towns out there.
Yeah, we got a couple of live feeds coming out from the Midwest. We got Texas coming up. We've got Wisconsin coming up. There's one in Georgia coming up. So, yeah, I mean, we have a lot of live feeds from all over the country that are going to be coming on to our show here in the next several months. And I tell you, some of these places I've never been. I've been to Georgia. I love Georgia. Georgia's like one of the most beautiful. Between that and South Carolina, it's like my two favorite states ever.
Really?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. God, it's just, I love it down there. It's just, it's the people, the atmosphere, the weather, everything. The only thing I don't like about South Carolina is the first place I've ever been, I actually got chased by an alligator on Hilton Head Island.
Really?
Yeah, so I was messing around.
It wanted to mate with him.
What's that?
It wanted to mate with you.
It probably did. No, I was driving down the road, and there's this alligator, like, on the bank just sunning. So I said, oh, man, I got to get a video of this. So I pull off the side of the road, I get out, and I start walking over this hill, and all of a sudden I can't see it. I'm like, oh, shit, where is it? And it went back in the water, and it went out probably about 20 or 30 feet, and it turned around, was like, kind of, you could see the eyes looking at me. I'm like, they're filming it. All of a sudden, it's like, through the water real quick, up on the land. So I took off, man. I ran out in the street and everything to get, because it scared me so bad. But come to find out, the game warden, we talked to the game warden, because it was on a golf course. It was like, look, the alligator's not supposed to be here in the first place, and probably what it was is, it's a female, and it has babies somewhere, and you scared it. So, that's the only thing I didn't like about South Carolina was the alligators.
Did you run in a zigzag?
I don't remember. I was running so fast.
See, I was born and raised in Florida, and they teach you how to not die as a child. You know, like, it's a rough place to grow up in when it comes to wildlife and nature down here.
Yeah, I mean, the you know, over in the UK, I mean, if you're not careful, a badger might growl at you.
I was about to say, hold on, wait, no.
Yeah, I mean, the worst thing. I mean, I always describe Florida as the Australia of America, because there's just so much shit there.
It is because, dude, I'm telling you, when I went to Australia, I felt right at home. It was,
Right.
it was just, except with the accent, you know, like, it literally, people acted just like Floridians. It was crazy.
I find Florida to be like the butt of a lot of jokes in America, like especially on I don't know if you watch The Good Place on Netflix, but constantly they're taking the piss out of Florida.
Yeah.
There was one scene where they said, if I knew this guy was from Florida, I wouldn't let him in the bank. For example, I mean, is Florida really that bad? I mean, I've been on holiday there, and it didn't seem that bad to me.
No, okay, so I will say it's not bad, but we earn our reputation, you know? Like, yeah, all the craziest, most fucked up news comes out of this state, and I love it. I am proud to be born and raised from
I heard something, because I live up by Philadelphia, and there's a Philadelphia station that talks, and they have a segment, it's called Florida Man. It ain't crazy news that comes out of Florida. They talk about it. But
there's a lot of funny laws in Florida, I know that.
Because they found out in Florida, apparently, the police, like any kind of police reports or anything, they're allowed to release to the public. In a lot of states, they don't do that. So that's why you hear so much crazy stuff coming out of Florida. But yeah, it's just like, it's insane. It's like people with meth and people stealing ATMs and shit. It's just crazy.
People like murdering people and sacrificing their heads to the alligator gods. I'm not making that up.
Okay.
I'm not making it up.
Really? I heard it's very specific. I heard that it's I don't know why. It's very specific to this animal. It's illegal to have sex with a porcupine. That is one of the laws somewhere in Florida, apparently.
That's very
I don't know.
interesting. I would never imagine somebody would try that, but in Florida, pretty much.
Also,
anything goes.
I've got to ask a question on behalf of Marcy again. It's something I missed off and I've upset her, so I do apologise. Have you heard of the UGUE and the Travel Channel?
Pardon?
Ashley, have you heard of the UGUE and the Travel
This
Channel?
show's about me, whoever is asking that question. It is not about them, but I will tell you. Yeah.
The show's about Ashley!
Yeah.
Get right, yeah? Fuck!
What's
So I don't really know. Like, I don't know any details because just like stuff that me and some other friends are working on. There's a lot of fun stuff in the making right now, and a lot of things are up in the air for everyone. This one is a guaranteed thing, and I know they've actually talked about it, but it's not my business to talk about it for them. But yeah, their stuff will be appearing on the Travel Channel. I don't know off the top of my head when. So UGUE, you guys, if you're confused right now, they are the other YouTube channel that we do urban exploring and paranormal investigating with down here in Florida. And they're the urban ghost, urban exploration people I was telling you about that like helped our YouTube like really lift off the ground.
who's the head investigator for them? I think I know about them.
Joe. His name's Joe, and then
Yeah,
there's Ross.
we spoke to him
Two of
earlier,
them.
by email, yeah.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I've seen some of their YouTube stuff before. They do a lot of stuff with Omar Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know
Who?
you're talking about. Yeah,
What?
Okay.
A lot of stuff with
He's
who?
a YouTuber. He does a lot of urban exploring.
Did you say his name
and,
is
like,
Oh My
vlogs and
Gosh?
Stuff. Huh?
Oh my gosh.
Omar is his name, and Gosh. Omar Gosh is the name
I bet
of the
he gets
show.
that all the time.
No. Good. Omar Gosh.
Oh my gosh.
That
Yeah,
okay.
I know who you're talking about. Okay. I see him on there. Yep.
Yeah, we're all like related somehow, you know. It's like that's just like going into like different paranormal investigating teams and stuff. Like when it comes to the Urbex urban exploring community, like somehow we're all related, you know. Just like
Right.
Florida, somehow we're all related.
Florida.
So I just remember a time when me and Hannah once did an urban exploration of like an old like aromatherapy like health center place, and there was one room, probably about 10 by 10 foot, that was still full of herbs and spices and all sorts of stuff, and it stank. It smelled awful. Oh, I just remembered it. Like it smelled.
That sounds amazing though.
Like the wall just hit. Like the smell just hits you like a wall. And it's just I just remembered it. It stank.
What are you talking about right now? You totally lost me.
It was we urban explored a holistic like
Oh, okay.
like
Okay.
hospital retreat place, and there was one room just full of herbs and spices, and and because it'd been like there for like 4 years with no attention, and people had been there and thrown all the spices and stuff around, it just smelt out the whole building, and the entire time we were trying to figure out what it was, and then
Oh,
when
like
we
the
found
perfume
it,
section at Macy's.
Oh.
it's like, do you guys have Lush, like the Lush, like you
Yeah.
know, like bath bombs and stuff? You can
Oh,
always smell one when you're about 100 foot away from it.
Yeah.
That's what this was like, but the smell wasn't
was
nice.
Also,
You know
I
what?
had another question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
sorry.
I'm sorry, Ash.
No,
No,
I was just
go ahead.
my thing about like the urban exploring thing, it actually like it sounds so gross to most normal people, but I absolutely love when I find refrigerators and deep freezers, and I love opening them. Like it's not that I love the smell. It's not like I don't like to like see what's in there. Like, oh, this is delicious. It's fucking disgusting, but I love it. I don't know why I'm like absolutely obsessed with finding old food in old refrigerators. I don't know why.
So
I
I like
I can
finding
imagine
dead
the
animals.
smell. I've been there and I've done that. Opened the fridge that's been closed for 20 years. It still had deer meat in it. Oh my god, that was But David Childers had a question a while ago. I'm sorry, David. I apologize. He was wondering what your favorite piece of equipment was.
Currently or just in general? I can say, like, as far as, like, what I investigate with, my favorite thing is, again, so simple, and this is not an exciting answer, I'm sorry, David, but, I don't know, I absolutely love, like, I love my audio recorder, and if I'm not using, like, an audio recorder, I love to go back and listen to any of my audio from investigations, because something about, like, getting EVPs, getting, like, voices, formulated words or sentences, like, that kind of stuff is the most proof to me than, like, almost anything else, just because I'm so skeptical with a lot of equipment and a lot of things, you know.
Yeah, there's so many things out there now, it's all bells and whistles. It's just, like, lights and flashing, it's anything can set them off. Phones,
I mean, the only thing I personally want to spend a lot of money on is getting the quality of video and audio perfect. That other than that, I'm not really fond of spending money on equipment.
Yeah, same.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm visual. I like seeing stuff. So I mean, for me to see paranormal, you know, some kind of evidence, I like seeing something visual because it just that intensifies it for me. Seeing lights going off and shit like that, that's just all like that's Hollywood bullshit to me. To be honest with you, it does nothing for me.
I've got some more questions from Marcy. I mean, she literally just said this. Do you ever take when you're urban exploring? Do you ever take anything of interest?
Normally, what I have with me is I bring obviously my setup, which is like my camera, my light, backup batteries and stuff.
I mean, have you ever taken anything from the actual place?
Oh, taking! Jesus,
yeah.
No. Okay. There was, recently, we were at this place in the old man I was telling you guys about, on the four-wheeler. He rides around, you know. He actually was talking about how that place has not been occupied since, like, the 1940s. I think it was, like, 47 or something crazy. But there was stuff in there from, I want to say, up to the 80s, maybe. The family was starting to use it as storage. So there's, like, this old, gorgeous television from, like, 1940-something. And all the way up to these creepy-ass, like, Halloween masks. Like, there was 2 of them, and they're in my video. And a lot of people have commented on those masks, and what's really funny about that is he actually gave me permission to have the masks. So I now have those 2 creepy 1970s like Halloween masks. Yeah. He was cool. He was just like, oh yeah, if you want them, they're just sitting there, they're going to rot, you know, like the house is probably going to fall down any day, you know.
Did he then spit into like a spittoon thing at the or like Daryl does, but in a cup?
No, but he keep riding by. Like he wanted to keep us safe. He was saying he wanted to make sure, like, I guess the house wasn't going to eat us or something. But he meant well. He was so sweet, but he fucking.
Or the neighbors.
Dude, I'm telling you, I feel like he was so sweet and he meant well, but at the same time, he kind of, in a way, I don't want to say he ruined the video because I still made a video and it's got good feedback. But him on that four-wheeler, like, he kept going around the house and going by. He wanted to check on us and make sure we were okay. He'd ride by real slow, and he'd stop, and he'd look, and he'd ride by again, and I'm like, okay, guys. All right.
We've, once on an exploration, we found something that was pretty cool. I don't know how well you guys know the Mitchell bomber from World War II. But at the back, it's got like the flappy bit. I can't remember what they're called, but the flappy bits. We found one of the flappy bits in an old shed on a farm, and we're like, that's so cool. But we didn't take it because we weren't meant to be there. Marcy also wanted to know on a recent. I don't know what video she'd be referring to, but on a recent exploration with your mum. She wanted to know if your mum was like scared or something because the camera seemed quite shaky. Or the phone or whatever.
A camera that my mom was holding?
Yeah. She believes it was your mum that was holding it.
I'm about to throw her under the bus. Oh, I love her so much, but we're actually currently in the process of working on her camera work.
Camera skills.
Yeah. I'm just as bad. I just give the camera to someone else because I can't.
But there's so many times I have a camera and she'll have a camera, and I go to edit the stuff together, and it's like, because you want to see different perspectives sometimes, like especially if the other person has a camera. And like I'm telling you, like it's just so funny to me because I'll like call my mom up or something, and I'll be like, you know, Mom, like, I mean, that could have been some good stuff, but I was staring at the floor the whole time or something.
Yeah, I've got the end of the whip sometimes in that case.
Yeah, but recently though, I was very proud of her. I was like, oh my god, like I could see my face. Like you were actually like
you should get one of those shoulder things for her.
Yeah.
They're only about you can get them for like $20 off eBay.
For you here, a few questions. Adrian, where's the most potentially dangerous place you've ever explored?
Ooh, potentially dangerous. If we're talking about like location itself, I mean, I haven't really done urban exploring outside of Georgia and Florida yet, but I did do some personal urban exploring kind of thing when I was filming with GHI, and I will say this was very dangerous. This was at the Wolf's Lair. I shouldn't say it, but I'm going to, whatever. So we were filming at the Wolf's Lair, and it was Hitler's bunker, and again, these bunkers were bombed out, you know, at the end of World War II and stuff, as you guys know. A lot of it is unstable, dangerous. They don't want you going in. You know, there's a lot of roped off areas. You're only supposed to stick to the not the paved, but the marked paths, because if you go off the path, they don't know. There's still active landmines basically around. And of course, I was a dumbass, and I went off the path, you know, into this location where there could be like active landmines. So that's one danger. And then in the same night, I climbed up underneath Hitler's bunker. Where the original hardwood floors you can still see hardwood floors. So like there's like holes from where it was bombed out underneath the bunker, and I scurried my way under there and like flipped over, and because I wanted to see it, and I took a nail.
Oh, in the foot?
No, I like took a nail.
She
like
Took a nail. Oh, I thought you like stepped on a nail.
No, I took a nail out of the hardwood floor, just one nail, and I shouldn't have done that, but I did. You know, we're all open here. That was 10 years ago. So. Well,
that brings us to the next question. Since you took up something from a potentially haunted location, Marcia, I think that's it. Marcy, whatever. Has a spirit ever attacked you or followed you home? So, I mean. Could have been an attachment to it, so.
Yeah, I will say I don't feel like I've ever been like attacked by a spirit. There was I'll answer this in a two-part answer super quick, because I know people, you know, I can talk forever, so I'm sorry ahead of time. So I have never actually been like attacked by a spirit. There has been a situation in Port Arthur, Tasmania, at the old prison there, where they kept throwing me in the this jail cell on my own, and they didn't tell me why, Eventually I found out that it was the cell of like a convicted rapist, you know, back in like, what is it, like the 1800s or something, and that was John Gould. So a lot of people like to bring up John Gould to me, because like during my little brief stint in there by myself, I asked like, well, why don't you come out and talk to me? And when I said that, I felt something touch my knee, and I felt like a pressure in my chest, which is something I still can't explain to this day, because I was walking in, and both times I walked in, I got really dizzy. But I was on my period, so I was like, well, maybe my iron's low, and whatever, I'm just dizzy. You know, of course, you know, skeptic mind, I'm trying to, like, fucking write everything off. Like, nah, that's not, like, a ghosty thing. Like, this is cool, like, or whatever. And anyway, long story short, I felt something touch my knee after I said, why don't you come out and talk to me? And then I got like a heavy chest kind of feeling, and then I got really weak and really nauseous, and I fell back against the stone wall in that cell because I couldn't like hold myself up. And all this was on camera, and all this is in the episode. And then later on when we were reviewing the evidence, all of this happened on camera, like naturally, nothing was staged. I didn't hear this answer before, you know, so my reaction was real. And you hear me say, "Why don't you come out and talk to me?" And this male voice just goes, "Okay," like really.
Creepy. like our buddy on here, Roberto Rodriguez. He's kind of creepy. This guy on our
Yeah. He's falling in love with everybody on the feed.
Yeah, he's
But
he's
not
falling in love with
me.
People. He's sexually commenting on things, and he's something else. Yeah.
Sexually
Everybody-
comment. If you want to sexually comment about things, do it about Daryl, because that'd be brilliant. Please.
Yeah.
Tell us
That's
what you
it.
want to do to his beard.
Bring it on,
Yeah.
brother. Bring it on.
That's what he's talking about. That's what I figured he was talking about.
Just a quick thing.
Thanks.
What was that? I missed that. I was.
She said she thought he was talking about me.
Like that's what I figured he was talking.
He might be. Who knows? This guy's he's something else.
Yeah, he loves everybody. He must have taken some ecstasy. Vicky Lamb on the YouTube feed wants to say hello, Ashley, and she loves you.
Hi, love you too.
She's from Kentucky, which is famous for chicken.
She's from Kentucky, which is famous for chicken, and I've been to the original Kentucky Fried Chicken location.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's gonna love that.
I love Louisville, Kentucky is an amazing place, and if you haven't been, I suggest you go. And I don't know why. I fucking love that. I don't know why I love that place so much. It's such a cool little place.
Funny story about KFC in the UK. Earlier last year, they changed who did the chicken deliveries, and it was all messed up, and a load of KFCs weren't able to open because they had no chicken. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. They had potatoes, they had drinks, they had spices, they had coleslaw, they had beans, but they had no chicken.
Yeah. I will say KFC and McDonald's were a couple of the constants throughout the world for the most part. I was always very surprised and shocked that I could find something like a KFC even in Asia.
Yeah. Well,
like
I mean, there's no issues with chicken. I mean, I can't think of a religion apart from ones where you don't eat meat that don't eat chicken. I mean, like Muslims, Jewish people, they don't have a problem with eating chicken. Hindus can eat chicken. So, you know, everyone can eat chicken.
Yeah.
We're making people hungry, apparently. So.
Oh, dang. Well, I just ate lasagna. I will say.
So did I. That's
Did you
crazy.
I made some noodles in my massive wok.
That sounds fun.
I Chinese.
Is it?
It's like that big.
Let me answer the other part of that super quick. About being followed by something. I know that was the other part of the question. I don't personally feel like I've been like followed by something that there's the walk.
I'm in my kitchen. This is my office.
I've never been constantly followed by a spirit. I don't think that I've ever known of, but I will tell you something that's absolutely it sounds insane, but I am not making this up. Coming back from, I don't remember where. I was so tired. And I think it was somewhere in Europe, but we were flying back. I got on the plane and passed out, on the plane, and we were somewhere in mid-flight, and I woke up, and everything was cool. People were awake, there were lights on, bells were ringing, same plane shit. And next thing I knew, I went back to sleep for a second and opened my eyes because I just dozed off. I opened my eyes, and all the lights in the plane were off, and everybody was asleep. This is what I can remember, and I was not on drugs at the time, I can promise.
At the time.
But I had not been
customs.
dude, I don't know. I opened my eyes, and the whole plane, it was like that, and there was no lights on in the plane. It was silent. It was like everybody was asleep, and I look over, and I saw. It was one of those big jets, big planes with the with the seats in the middle and the two aisles. And on the far aisle, I swear to you, it sounds insane, but I saw a black shadowy kind of thing shoot from one side of the aisle to the other. And I was like, okay, something's wrong here. I'm fucked up. I don't know what's going on, but I wasn't. I knew I was in my right mind. And to this day, I don't know what happened because I kind of like started panicking, and then it was like all of a sudden I went back to sleep, and then when I woke up, you know, everything was back to normal. But then later on that night when I got home to my house, I was going to bed and was turning all the lights off. I had one light left on in the hallway, and I saw a shadowy kind of thing. And this is so typical sounding, right? Everybody's like, I see a shadow figure, like, but seriously, like I saw what looked like a person, like just kind of go from one side of the hallway to the other. And since then, though, like, it wasn't like I didn't, like, decide to, like, investigate my house or anything, because I didn't want to bring that noise in there.
Yeah.
But I swear to you, like, I think maybe, like, some ghost hitched ride from Europe to America at one point in time with me. Yeah.
You never know.
And it sounds like I'm insane when I tell the story, but that's, like, I can remember. I don't have any other crazy, like,
No,
experience.
I've had stuff follow me back from places. I mean, my wife, we've had a ghost follow us back from Gettysburg one time, and that was crazy. I mean, it didn't stick around long, but what's that?
Yeah, I always wanted to go there, but yeah, about the whole he didn't stick around long. Like, I think that's happened to me. Excuse me. I think that's happened to me a few times. Like, especially doing these urban exploring things, which my friend Chris Susi had like brought up this whole theory of wandering spirits. Like, you know, whenever you go to these places, it's not always necessarily like the spirits of those who passed, who lived there before. Like, it could just be like a lost spirit, a spirit that's being forgotten, and just they're looking for a sense of home or security. And that's pretty much like what you're coming in contact with for the most part, because a lot of the times, like, what we're capturing doesn't add up to the people, you know, who lived there previously, if that makes sense. Yeah.
We had a question on YouTube a little bit ago. I think her name was Jen. She was asking if you've ever investigated in Chicago.
No, I haven't. I've never even got to spend time in Chicago. I've only flown through there many times. So as far as leaving Chicago O'Hare, that has not happened yet, but I would love to because I have some friends there.
Yeah, I've done a layover in Chicago. I've never done anything there myself.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of Chicago.
Yeah. Take the piss out of my accent, well, don't you?
I love it.
So yeah, I'm looking to see if there's any more comments. But do you have anything you want to plug? Plug your YouTube channel and what you're doing and everything before we get off here.
Plug in. Let's go.
Plug it.
Okay. I've never plugged before, so here we go. So yeah, as far as my YouTube channel goes, it's just like youtube.com. It's just my name, Ashley Godwin, ASHLEYGODWIN. Pretty simple. It's basically a bunch of just fun and interesting locations, all abandoned. There's no like currently occupied residences or businesses or anything. I don't know. I can't really say that it'll stay like that for the future. So we have videos going up all the time. I just posted one this morning. I'm going to be posting one tonight, and that is for you guys that are watching that were asking about UGUE. It is a video with them. It's a place we investigated with them last night. It is a fucking incredible mansion. Like, I'm going to tell you guys, like, seriously, you're going to want to watch this video because this place is a huge house. They've been there before, but the voices that we captured, and what irks me sometimes is, you know, you're always going to have those people that say, oh, nice, like, you know, editing in those, you know, EVPs and stuff like that. But, like, I just, like, you know, sometimes, it's like, I have screenshots of, like, my edits where, like, I don't put shit in it. This is, like, and that's what blows my own mind. I blow my own mind watching my own stuff sometimes because I'm like, I know for a fact there was no one there that said that stuff. In this house, that, you know, the video that's coming up tonight.
I know what you're talking about.
Dude,
I know which place you're talking about in Florida. Yeah.
I
don't know. Yeah.
Dude, that house, like, supposedly the father that lived there, like, killed his family, and like that's why everything's just like left there. I guess he, like, I don't know if he killed himself. I think the story is that he did kill himself too. But like the whole house is like just left exactly the way it was. And the voices that we got there and the activity last night was just absolutely insane.
Is this place a B&B now, or is it?
Hell no, this place is straight abandoned. Like,
Abandoned. Okay, so it's not the place I'm thinking of. Okay.
No.
Because we're doing a live feed from a place in Florida. It's the place is slipping my mind what it's called, but it's been on YouTube quite a few times and it's really active. It's probably one of the top 2 or 3 most active places in Florida. So that's what I thought you were talking about. But this place, that place sounds cool. It's abandoned with all the stuff in it.
This place is not. That's the great thing about these kind of places is it's not a frequently explored place. I only know of like the 2 teams that actually explore together all the time that have been there. It's in a place you would never expect, and it's absolutely it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal because like I mean you drive up to it and it just you don't expect what you're gonna get basically, and when you walk into that house you are slapped in the face with just the smell of rot, decay, and mold, but it is beautiful. Like, if you like that kind of weird, like, abandoned, decaying shit, like, everything is in its place as the day that they left.
Decay is beautiful. It has its own, like...
That's why people urban explore. That's because it looks awesome.
Yeah, and you literally are taken back to the 90s. Like, it is a time capsule and a half of the 90s. Like, you walk into these teenager rooms, and it's just, like, it was mind-blowing to me. Like, it was like nostalgia. Like, I was in heaven.
I know if the place you're talking about now, I saw it on YouTube. They were there. Matter of fact, they were there before your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It is.
Amazing.
There's like videotapes everywhere, VHS tapes and stuff. Yeah, I know exactly the one you're talking about.
There's a place over here that someone did a video of, and it's like an old cottage, but it's like going back to the 60s.
I would love that. I love that stuff.
It's somewhere near me, but I can never figure out where. So.
It's so weird walking into a place where everything still is, but no one's been there for 20 or 30 years. It's just it's mind-blowing.
It is.
Almost. Yeah.
Something about it. It's the best thing ever. I watch a YouTube channel. They're in England. Called Exploring with Fighters. Have you heard of them?
I don't know. I mean, my wife Helena watches a load of stuff, but I never sort of really keep up with it all.
Okay, well, they go to some places. I would love, but sometimes, people get so big on YouTube that it's, nearly impossible to get in contact with them to try to collaborate with anything, because some people can be like that. But
there's some urban exploration videos on Berlin Paranormal's page for anyone that's watching. So.
There you go. So, guys, we're going to get off here. It's been a great show. Ash, we can't thank you enough. It was amazing. And she got to do the first Facebook and YouTube show at the same time, which is cool.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people watching on YouTube as well as Facebook. So.
Yeah, there is a lot of people watching on YouTube. YouTube's a little bit slower for us than Facebook is, but there's a lot of people watching on YouTube, which is awesome. We want to thank everybody on YouTube, and we will get that sorted out so I can start watching that and answering your questions a little bit faster than Alex having to do it. But Ashley, it's been amazing.
It's been a great show. Thank you.
Yeah, we can't. We'll love to have you back on. Whenever.
Yeah, we're gonna as soon as we go off, we're gonna talk about the Trailer Park Boys some more. So.
Yes. I saw them live in 2016, and it was like the greatest experience ever. I tried so hard. I was like, because they bring people up on stage, and I tried so fucking hard to go up on stage, but they only took the really raunchy looking ones. I tried so hard to be.
Well, you know what to do next time.
I could. I just couldn't get raunchy enough for Julian, I guess. And then, I was trying so hard. I was like, Ricky.
Because they're doing a cruise at the moment, aren't they? Do you know that? I don't know if they finished it yet.
They're doing that.
Yeah, they went from Florida. They went from somewhere in Florida to the Caribbean.
Ricky is my hero, you guys. Rickyisms on YouTube. Watch that. It's just the most amazing philosophy, words to live by.
Helena says I need to stop watching it because I'm starting to do too many Ricky-isms. I keep mispronouncing words and saying the wrong things. It's really embarrassing.
Like you call like raccoons are rakins and caterpillars are caterpillars.
Yeah, and haunts, and I got 2 turnips in the heat.
I always talk about my brain compartments and my brain departments, and I always do that all the time. Except you guys say like brain compartments in my brain departments.
So this is what we're going to be doing off the show. So sorry you're going to miss out, guys.
No, guys. Yeah, guys.
Fun.
You've been awesome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, even to the trolls. We appreciate everybody on YouTube and Facebook. Amazing show. And Ashley got to be the first one to do both. That's amazing. That's awesome.
And we've got no problem with trolls as long as you're watching. You're putting our views up. So.
That's right.
Thank you. There you go. Fuck you.
Before we go, Daryl, do some modelling for me. Show off the goods.
Yeah, okay. Here's our gear, guys. Go check out the gear. Go in the Paranormal Warehouse shop. Go check it out.
Or our website. You can go on our website as well. It's along here.
Yeah, American Ghost Hunter. Cups,
Yeah.
mugs. We got phone cases. We got even baby clothes. So go
Yeah.
check it out, guys.
And
support us.
coming soon. No pun intended. Vibrators.
Yeah. And
Not
butt
really.
plugs.
No, not really.
All right, guys.
This porn watching night, son.
Right.
All right, guys. We're out. Love you guys. You have a great week, and we'll see you next week. And we'll be posting some of our go check out our new website as well, because we have all our postings on there for our live feeds and everything. So are we out, Alex? You ready?
No, yeah, I'm ready to like go bye.
All right. Bye.